Hey, what's up, y'all? Classic Kev back with another episode. Y'all, honestly, it's probably the most important episode yet because this is an episode I've been wanting to make for a long time because I have a special guest, Blue Origin. Blue Origin, what's happening, man?
Kev, thanks for having me on the show.
Man, dude. So this is awesome. We finally get to do this. Blue, if you could, man, for any of my audience that's new to the crypto skulls, could you kind of tell us a little bit about yourself? How'd you get involved in this project?
Yeah, man, totally. It's a very interesting story. I've been in NFTs for about the past year as a collector and someone who was just kind of getting their feet wet, like many other people, and loosely participating in communities here and there, and having a few projects where I really focused on and kind of built some investment in. And Cryptoskulls were one of the first NFTs I ever bought. And at the time, I was just attracted to the skull itself. Skulls are something that really resonated with me, and the art was really cool. And the founder, Alex Slayer, was super passionate and just was building this on his own. He did everything from the social media to the Discord, the website, and just kind of going at this as a passion project. So I really respected that from him as just someone who was part of this small community early days. Fast forward to now, we had this whole rediscovery period that I'm sure we can talk about more. You've talked about in your past videos, and really, I mean, it's a really interesting story. It was not planned to kind of become a community leader for the skulls and be part of the team. But if you want me to give you a quick story, basically, early January, it was late at night. I was about to go to bed. It was probably like 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm out in Mountain Time, so it's about midnight for me. And the Skulls Discord was really a place where we just came, and I would go and check in once a week, because there was really not a lot of action in there. It was very much a low under the radar project. And lo and behold, when I get in there, instead of there being 500 people, there are 20,000 people, and the chat is running like crazy. And the first thing I see is Gary V in there asking what a crypto skull is, and I'm just sitting there on my bed like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is not real life, man. This is not real life. And so Gary V's in there asking all these questions, and he's looking for the OGs. And it was really hard at the time because this Discord didn't have mods. We didn't have any team. It was just Alex, and Alex was not there at the time. He's in Russia. And so it was chaos, absolute chaos. And so I pulled Zed aside and was like, hey, we need to get access to this and become mods and like really hunker this place down, because they're scammers. Like, it's crazy. It's blowing up. And so we threw up a space, and that space turned into a 10-hour marathon for me, where we was just answering questions, and people like Medved and others came by. And I met all the degenerates that were up late that night, kind of trying to grab a skull, be part of the project, because of the insane volume that was going on. You had G Money, Gary V, all these people buying up skulls. Fast forward today, as something that started really organically, really my first goal was to make sure this was not a flash in the pan, right? I wanted to give Alex a chance. I wanted to give the community a chance and the new investors a chance, and just establish a narrative that was true and not false information, because there's a lot of false information that comes from big black swan events like that. And so fast forward 3 months now, we've done a lot. We can talk about it on the show, but now the team's grown, and I want more people to participate. And I'm really excited to see where the crypto skulls go. So
Yeah, and for me, coming in, I came in on that Gary V pump wave. I was kind of having to play catch up, and I'm super appreciative for guys like you, because I think you're great for the community, for the project, giving alpha, but also I think you do a good job of, not too much hopium, not too much going to the moon, being realistic. But this project, to me, man, it's a sleeping giant. It's a sleeping giant, and it's interesting the way all the pieces are coming together compared to other NFT projects. Like, is there even a roadmap? I mean, we don't need a roadmap where we're going, huh?
Yeah, it's funny. Early days, after kind of the first few weeks of the rediscovery, and having Gary V on the space and having him buy one of the rare skulls for 100 ETH, I pinned one of my tweets to my Twitter, and it just basically said movements have no roadmap. And that's really what it felt like, and still feels like today. It's a movement, right?
Yeah.
Where people are really energized by the project and by the provenance and the history and the narrative and how this all came together. And so, yeah, I still stick to that belief that we don't need to give a strict roadmap or outline to the community of where we're going to go, because I really think there's already so much value that we can learn from and gain from each other and from what we've already accomplished. So not to say
Agreed.
that we're not gonna, not to say that we're not gonna keep adding value and doing more things in the future, like the V2 drop, but that's just my opinion on it, on where it is as a historical, second PFP ever on the ERC 721 project.
So yeah, I guess that's where I get in when people ask me about this project. And as always, guys, this is not financial advice. I fell in love with this project, but I think, like you said, man, it's the historical significance. Can you kind of, give your elevator pitch, kind of explain the historical significance of this project, like why there is no roadmap? Because, we're in this project because of the historical significance. And the art's cool.
Yeah, it's what makes the project unique is that Cryptoskulls can fall and lean back on its provenance on the blockchain. And when I say provenance, we are the second ever PFP project made on ERC 721. Remember that the ERC 721 standard came out from CryptoPunks, right? When Larva Labs launched CryptoPunks. And Alex, he tells us this, right? Alex was inspired by heavy metal, rock and roll, and CryptoPunks, and
Diablo
also
2.
bringing people together, Diablo 2 as well, and bringing people together. So those influences are really special and carry a lot of significance into why Cryptoskulls existed, right? He was back early days when NFTs weren't even called NFTs. It was still called crypto art, right? And you had these bands of kind of rejects and outcasts just making crypto art on the online, because they had no other channels to really kind of focus their creative energy. And so Alex, inspired by that and inspired by CryptoPunks, before there was even money in this market, was giving away these things for free on Twitter. And so that story, giving those away to really notable collectors and artists, crypto artists like Wizard X, right, and other people like Eric, who's Second Realm, formerly known as Second Realm, Crypto Hydrate, and a lot of others that really saw and loved what Alex was doing and went in. Like Eric even says that he passed on to CryptoPunks because CryptoPunks didn't give full commercial and IP rights to their owners, and Skulls did. So you could even make the claim that, yes, we were the second ever PFP project on ERC 721. You could take it a step farther and say we were actually the first PFP project with full unlimited commercial rights. And what I say by that is the copyright transfer, this full copyright transfer, and this project, Alex and the team, right? The blockchain transaction is enough proof for us as for copyright transfer. And some people will look at that in either a favorable or unfavorable way. Some people will say the project is at a disadvantage now that the owners all kind of carry the full copyright ownership of their skulls, and we might not be able to do a fundraise event like what Bored Ape Yacht Club did. But I do think what it does is it allows people to be inspired and to really go above and beyond with the skulls they do have and owned, and really tap into the creative inspiration that they want to express with their skulls. So and be incentivized for that and not worry about that. So I think that's interesting as well. Sorry, that was a little bit of a long-winded explanation, but there's many moving parts when you talk about this type of stuff.
Blue, but you're right though, man, because I think people are sleeping on the IP rights, because people, like you said, the name change from, crypto art or whatever to NFTs. But I think what NFTs really represent to me is full ownership. So, my intellectual property, I don't think people are seeing this big picture utility. Like, all right, right now I'm wearing an Under Armour hoodie, right? Why am I wearing another brand? I want to wear my Cryptoskulls brand. Like, this is my intellectual property. You've seen it with the Bored Apes. The guys open the fast food place. Like,
Yeah,
movies,
that was crazy.
In theory, movies will buy licensing rights from potential skull holders. So this intellectual property thing, it's big, man. It's big utility. But Blue, that's not the only utility this project has. I mean, we're looking at a play to earn game. Is that something that's in the works currently?
Play the earn game has been on Alex's mind since day one when he launched the project. And there was an ongoing joke in the early days among the OGs about, Alex is never going to get to the game. And, you can't blame that back then, because the project had little to no volume and sat at, 0.02, 0.03 ETH at a time when ETH was a lot cheaper than it is today. So skulls were trading for, pennies on the dollar, for, $50 at the most. And so, Alex didn't have a lot of leg room to really like go all in on a game. I think he slowly was building it, but now that he has all this capital from our rediscovery and this community explosion, he is laser focused on building that. He's quit his real-time job, right? His full-time job, and he's building a team, which I think is going to be branded Skull Labs and be kind of a full-time gaming development team that he's gonna build out. And I mean, the dude is super, super talented, right? We sometimes say that he's just a mad scientist, and we're just going to be surprised by him every step of the way, because the dude is he's so far only impressed everyone from what he's done. And I kind of love how he's still this mysterious figure and not everyone knows who he is. And, I've talked to him on Zoom before and keep in touch with him. But, for someone who doesn't have the best English, there's still that kind of degree of mysteriousness. And I don't know if you were there when we interviewed him during the rediscovery days on the Twitter Space. That was awesome. Yeah, the translator. That was cool too.
That was.
I'm an idiot because I forgot to download that. I think I can't get it anymore. I sent Twitter an email the other day. Hopefully I can get it so we can post it, because I think it's a super important part of the history, so I'm working on that right now.
So when I'm investing in an NFT project, I look at the team, I look at the community, I look at the utility. So going back to Alex, so can you kind of break down what happened with the 1,500 skulls in the DAO? Like, because guys, I'm in a lot of NFT projects. I don't know of a single project I'm in that has a close to $5 million war chest to deploy that's up for the team, right? The DAO to deploy strategically, right? Could you kind of go into that?
That was given also freely by the founder, who could have easily kept on, Alex could have easily held on to those. But it's a really good point. Yeah. So just to elaborate on that, one of the biggest concerns among the NFT community when the rediscovery happened was, what's going to be done with these 1,500 skulls in Alex's dev wallet? Because what had happened is Alex minted the entire collection in his wallet before he started selling them at the price he thought was fair market value, right? That's just how it was done back 3+ years ago. And so when the rediscovery happened, they were on an auto deployer being sold at certain tiers depending on how high the floor price would go. And if you remember, we went all the way up to 5 ETH. So, we told him in the midst of that, it's like, hey, we should figure out what we want to do with these. And he was very open to it. And he thought about it for a few days, and he got back to us and he said, I want to give you guys 1,500 skulls. Like, you can have them. The community can have them. And it really just shows how genuine he is, right? And how much he really cared about bringing people together and just creating a really organic community that can do anything with that, right? So yeah, fast forward now, we've set up a Gnosis multi-sig wallet, and we're still in the transition phase, but we have officially transferred 1,500 of the skulls into the Gnosis safe. So they are safe. And now we just need to figure out and solidify the council, who I think should be notable community members and not part of the core team. So we'll go through that process. I think the one thing with DAOs is that they are inefficient. They have their pros and cons. But what makes me super excited about our DAO at Cryptoskulls is now everyone is enabled to create and do something that they really want to do and be paid for it, and to directly benefit the community they love. The Skulls have now onboarded all these people into NFTs, and a lot of them are artists and creatives, and they want to go make murals in cities and travel across the country and raise awareness. And we can fund that through the DAO and our proposals. So that's going to be super cool to see how that plays out.
Yeah, it's almost like y'all are a startup tech company and you're taking bids. So, if you're a graphic designer, if you're a programmer, whatever you want to do. I mean, I even threw some ideas out there. I'm like, man, let's buy some land in Sandbox and create an event space. If anything, the land appreciating will be, it'll be worth it just for that. let's buy a Bored Ape or Mutant Ape, put in a treasury, you know? So is there anything that's been proposed for this war chest to be deployed? Like any
Nothing yet.
ideas?
We're still, so I think it's funny. It's that there is a component of the DAO, and this is just my own opinion. It's not the community's opinion or Alex's opinion, but me as someone what I would like to see is I think there's a balance where some of the DAO is reserved for investment. Some is reserved as just kind of a backup assets, right? Just keeping skulls in there forever. And then some, a lot of it should be used to liquidate and deploy. Maybe we do Dutch auctions, or we sell a little above floor. I know that there will be people who are worried, oh wow, there's 1,500 skulls, like you're gonna dump them. Well, distribution is really important. There are a lot of people that still want to be part of the community. So I think if we do it slowly and have meaningful proposals that everyone can vote and get behind, there are many different avenues that a lot of that capital can be deployed. And I think maybe we should buy a few blue chips and diversify and do cool collaborations with other DAOs and projects where we kind of exchange some of our NFTs for each other and keep them locked away. Would be cool.
Beautiful, because, and I want people to understand that, like, the asset, the 1,500 skulls, those will appreciate. So it's not so much saying we're getting rid of these assets to acquire a better asset. No. It's about the community, about the networking, and about, diversifying. So yeah, I agree. You want to keep a good bit of those skulls forever, just as, because of what they should appreciate to be. Now, Blue, so a big catalyst we have with this project that I'm super excited about is the 15th. This kind of just came out of left field. It's a version 2 drop, the Demonic Skull event. Walk us through that, man. Where are we at on that?
Yeah, the V2 collection's super exciting. This is 100% executed by Alex and Envious, who is our resident security advisor as well as technical asset for the project. Alex and Envious have done such an amazing job at executing the V2 collection. They actually, I thought it was going to be released in a few months from now, but we were super surprised when we learned that it was actually coming this month. So even more exciting. But yeah, the V2, I mean, I can go in any way you want me to. I guess I can give a quick overview of what the V2 is. In the pure intention and kind of style that Alex really likes, he wanted to go with a demonic collection. And I think it's really interesting, right? We have the alchemist who mysteriously appear in the graveyard. There's really good lore behind it, creating spells and having these blood vials that the community got to collect. Each skull could claim 1 vial. So that helps you, gives you a mechanism to then transform your skull into the demonic version. And the way it basically works, right, is we have these blood vials. Everyone can claim 1 blood vial per skull they owned. They can then buy more if they'd like. Alex baked in this really interesting kind of tokenomic component to it, right, to the vials, where 1 vial to 1 skull gives you a demonic version of that skull, and it carries over all the original traits, which I love. I love that. I have so many skulls that I love their traits. A lot of them have 3 matching color schemes, so it makes them super rare. Some of them have hidden rarity. I myself probably will just transform all my skulls to level 1s. But what's interesting and really, yeah, I think so. I that's just my style, and I'm excited to see who gets the level 2s and level 3s, and we can explain that right now. It's, if anyone's wondering what that is, but there's 3 levels to the demonics, right? Level 1 is the least rarity, but they carry over all the traits. Level 2 carries over some, but not all the traits, and are a lot more rare. And then level 3 is the rarest, like ultra rare. There's only 150 of them in the collection. I think for level 2s, there's 250.
It's 2,500, I think it said.
Oh, is it 2,500?
Yeah, there's a Medium article. I think it's like 9,980 for the level 1, 2,500 for level 2, and 150 for the demonic 3. So you need 5 vials. You need 3 vials for the demonic 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, the level 2 needs 3 vials to transform your skull to level 2, and then the ultra rare one requires 5 vials. So I mean, these things are traded at 0.4, 0.5 ETH. So a significant amount of money to be invested to have an ultra rare, but it's going to be really interesting to see what the floor of the V2 says. In my opinion, the V2 floor should be 1 ETH at 1 ETH automatically, because crypto skulls are extremely undervalued right now. But I can only make my predictions and be just be speculative, right? It is a speculative market at the end of the day. But
yeah,
I'm very excited to just see how that plays out. Who holds on to vials? Who holds on to demonic skulls? And who decides to distribute them more and get a little bit of a return on their investment for being part of the community for the last 3 months?
I think no matter, like, because it's crazy, y'all. If you're watching this, your strategy is completely different than mine. But that's what I love. I love the omniness. I love the mystery of this project. And you know what, Blue? I think we're all going to be winners. But I'm going for the 5
Oh,
vials
hell
with
yeah.
1 skull. Now, I don't even know what skull I'm going to do yet. But I'm doing, there's only 150. I don't know if it's going to mint out before I can do it. So, but something is telling me, man, go all in. Put the 5 on 1.
Yeah,
But
man. I mean, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get one, because the art is insane. Alex Du's an artist in Russia who's really well known and has contributed to movies we know in real life and stuff like that. That he's staying anonymous for now. I think we'll get more information on Friday who the artist will be. But they're very custom 101 hand-drawn works. They're super impressive. And not everyone might like the vibe of the demonic skulls, but there's something to appreciate about them, and they have provenance, and they also have great utility. What I'm really excited about is that the V2s have equal voting power in our DAO as V1s. And of course, V1s will have longer term significance, and they will have more utility in the future that we're planning. But the V2s should be viewed as almost equal, right? Just as the Bored Apes did their mutants. I mean, there was a lot of skepticism, and there was a lot of controversy around that drop. And there always is controversy around these types of things, and not everyone will agree. But at the end of the day, what gets me most excited is that we can get some more people in a part of this community, and hopefully they can contribute in their own special ways as well.
Blue, you're exactly right. You're never going to make all the holders happy. Somebody's not going to like the art. Somebody's going to wish you didn't do a V2. Somebody's going to, but at the end of the day, you are rewarding the holders, right? Because if you're a holder of this project, it's you just had to pay the gas. You're getting a second skull. This V2, it's for you don't even care what people do with it. If people want to go quick flip it, if people want to hodl it, I think the way I look at it, it was a way to bring good exposure to the project, a way to reward the holders. And honestly, if we achieve what we want to achieve and get to the valuation, I think this project can, even if it got back to that 5 Ethereum floor, we are giving people a second chance to get in.
Exactly, man. Yeah, you're spot on. And as always, in true fashion that I do on our spaces and now, I will drop a little alpha for your episode. This V2 collection is we talk about a lot. There's a lot of talk right now in the space about how can projects innovate, and there's rumblings about the V2 being a new type of NFT, new type of contract, more advanced. So I got to give a shout out to Alex and Envious for really optimizing these contracts and making them just really crisp and really locked tight in a way where everyone can save money on gas, and it's super efficient and nothing breaks. We've got one of the best technical teams in the space. So props to them, and big thanks. Got to give them a shout out.
Yeah, it seems like that. So like the more I get into this project and the more I see, could you kind of talk about some of the, notable team members? We got some ad agencies in New York, that's work with, could you kind of tell us about that?
Yeah, our team is as well exposed as I'd like them to be. I think one of the things Cryptoskulls, where we're kind of falling a little bit, is just being organized and having a single source of truth of what our story is and who the people are that are helping build early days that give us more credibility. So I'm excited once we kind of have that all baked out and smoothed out. But yeah, I can talk about some of our team. So Manny DeLone, he is a really, really talented designer that has his own studio out of Brooklyn, New York. His client base is super impressive. The most impressive you'll see, it includes companies like Netflix, Nike, Puma, Converse, Apple. I can go on and on and on across tech and across fashion. He's super well connected, and he's just done amazing stuff. He's got an awesome aesthetic. He's got grand, really good, really well thought out vision. And I love what he's done conceptually for our early formatting and what our brand identity is going to be. He's done a fantastic job, and it's just clean and simple. And there's a lot of meaning behind it. A lot of thought was put into our brand identity for the first month. And actually, the first month, and like from January to mid-February, was me scrambling, getting these guys in our room and just thinking about what's the story we want to tell, because it's not just Manny. When we have the division out of Germany, he has his own ad agency and design studio out of Germany, and then we have Math, who is out of Thailand. It has his own agency. So we got three guys spread across the world that are all contributing to our brand identity system and to our future marketing efforts and to what stories we want to tell and what experiences we can create. And I also got to give a shout out to Justin Fredericks. He's a pretty well respected person in this space, and he owns his own augmented reality company, Art House, and they're doing amazing work with some really big brands and big projects right now. And the skulls benefit immensely from him. We get free access to everything that he's working on, and he's working with me and Manny on some upcoming pitches with some really big in real life event brands, and just trying to see how we can create meaningful experiences for not just the people in Cryptoskulls, but for people who might not be in NFTs yet, and how can we use AR and our history and our narrative and our NFT collection to kind of inspire and onboard people, but also give people in the holders experiences that are meaningful and they can be excited about, right? So an awesome team. And I mean, there's a lot more people I can list off we could talk about, but they are awesome to work with.
Like you said, man, if you build it, they will come. I love the way this project's organically building. I remember being on a Twitter Spaces with y'all and John Stamos, Uncle Jesse, and Crystal Hefner in there. And, with so many NFT projects, with all these paid celebrities who are just reading a script, it was so refreshing to see, somebody like John Stamos or Crystal Hefner come in organically and actually, just found out the project just like you or me, and just wants to be a part of this community. I mean, it's real refreshing, man. It's real refreshing for me as an investor,
Yeah, what's really cool and slept on right now about the skulls is there are every heavy hitter you can think of in the NFT space has a skull. Most of them do. G Money, Gary V. I mean, I could list many people. Yeah, Blau, Rudy Gobert owns one, like all Gary's friends. Like it's awesome to see. And obviously Crystal Hefner and John Stamos were really genuine and reached out to us. It was completely organic. I had a one-on-one Zoom call with me, Voldy, and Stamos and his team about a month back, and that was really fun to do. And he's just trying to onboard in the space. So we keep it organic here. It's about kind of that energy everyone feels being in this community. I think community is a dirty word, but it's kind of the only thing I can really grasp onto when I think about Cryptoskulls.
Do you think so the event's on the 15th? I can't wait, man. It's like I've never felt like
2 days
on an NFT, but it's like this is a huge catalyst. And look, I understand, but do you think there's a chance that Uncle Jesse or Gary V that they claim on the 15th and they participate in the event like me and you will, or no talent, huh?
No talent for now, man. I'll let the crowd speculate and let's hopefully all be surprised on Friday.
Yeah. But man, so this project, it's probably my largest holding. And I think that my conviction in it, obviously it's given me a lot of content, for YouTube purposes, but it's really showing me like the benchmark of an NFT project show me a better team, show me a better origin story, right? Show me a better founder, show me a better, what his vision is for the project, not just being, not just the play to earn game, not just a profile picture, but the intellectual property to create an entire brand. I mean, I can see, dude, I can see this skull on jean jackets, on t-shirts, on hats, on cell phone cases. This is brandable, man. I can't wait for that.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And that's what we are, that's what we want to do with Skull Nation as a community-led brand where we can have our own platform as creators and do things like Skull Radio, which I've been working with, with Supermodel Gamer and Novax and Deadshot Dad. Like they came forward and they're super motivated to do Skull Radio and spaces. So we're gonna have like a Skull Radio space that goes on basically every day. Me and Supermodel Gamer will cover Tuesdays and Thursdays. I might do some special segments on Fridays, but that's kind of our first stab at it. But the opportunities are absolutely endless, and everyone should feel motivated to contribute and do something.
Yeah. So, also too, I'd say one catalyst I'm probably looking for, and I've watched other projects do this, and it'd be very, very beneficial to the holders. In real life meetups, is any of that planned? Is that something that's been talked about?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's going to be a core component of this, as with any other big project that has the means to do so. I think NFT NYC is an interesting opportunity. Some of us won't be able to go, but I'm trying to work with some people on how we can maybe get a little space where some people can meet up if people can make it there. But I think we just got to do a heat check on who would actually come. But there is a huge hunger for doing that. And me, Manny, and Justin have been working on a potential project the last month, kind of building up some relationships using Manny's network on a huge kind of in real life brand that throws their own event that most people would know. I think you would know. And some of the people that lead that team are really, really motivated to get Skulls involved. And so we've done some pitches and we've put some decks together, and we're waiting to get the green light this week. So I don't want to give too many false promises and over promise, under deliver. But if this gets green lit, people are going to go crazy, absolutely crazy. And if it doesn't,
promise, over deliver.
Yeah, under promise or deliver. So there's still a chance it might not happen, but the fact that we got a seat at the table with these people, had these conversations, had interest, it just shows that the potential that we can do in the future. So my hope is we can do that. Some people might have heard of, I'm still kind of exploring the possibility, but Metaverse Miami is a new event that Kenobi wants to throw that, I still need to talk to them, but there's interest and I'd support to get us there to do a talk about some historical stuff, some stuff about the Cryptoskull story, and like teach people about the importance of DAOs within a community that acts as kind of like a treasury for people to kind of do what they want, and creating kind of a blueprint for other projects, right? So there's talks about doing a lot of things.
Yeah. So another catalyst I've been thinking about is Coinbase NFT. Coinbase NFT is supposed to be launching this year, and I think they're gonna kill it. I think they're gonna deliver. I think they're gonna make just like they did with crypto. I think they're gonna make it very seamless for people to come in and buy NFTs and buy. So is there any talks with Coinbase NFT about maybe getting this project to be verified?
Not with so any type of conversation we have has to be under NDA, so I can't name drop. But I would say a top 3 or 4 competitor to Coinbase we're talking to, and they want us to be exclusive partners for. So that's the most I will say. But we're under NDA, and there is interest. So we want the skulls to be on every new NFT marketplace that launches, just so we can provide opportunities for everyone. And we are partners with Nifty Gateway already. We were a featured launch partner there, so that was great.
Yeah. And like full disclosure, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, but understand that if all these questions were answered, all this information was public, you wouldn't be able to afford to get in this project. You know what I'm saying? So the more ominous, the more mysterious, the more digging we have to do, the better the floor price is for us to get in, right? I've got in at different price points, but I'm pretty happy at my price points of getting in. But so
and just one before your next question, like one thing on that, I think personally, in my opinion, like PFP projects are going to be the perfect onboarding tool, and we're going to be able to provide a ton of value to people who get into NFTs. But one of the things that's really a mess right now is how information is spread and how people learn. There's just there's no easy way for anyone to really get reliable, consumable information. And not everyone has the time to sit on a Twitter space, or so there is still a lot of misinformation out there about crypto skulls. And my hope is we can make that information more accessible and easier to understand and get the story out. But yeah, crypto skulls, sleeping giant right now. Of course, not financial advice, but as someone who's been part of the project and has seen such amazing things happen and meet people like Kev, like, yeah, the sky's the limit for us, man. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, I'm happy that I got on this ride when I did. I definitely look forward to covering it. I'm, guys, if you're watching this, the big event's the 15th in Blue. From what I'm seeing on Discord, dude, there's people still snagging skulls that never claimed a vial. So, man, like
crazy.
Yeah, this is, I'm seeing somebody bought one, I think like 0.8 Ethereum that had the vial. And I'm like, what a snag. Like, it's impressive.
Such a snag.
Yeah.
That's a free 0.3, 0.4 ETH on top of what you just bought. So yeah, go treasure hunting for sure.
Yeah, because you could get one, get the vial, do what Blue's doing, mutate your skull, keep your original NFT, get the second one, and do what you want with it from that point. I mean, what value does projects offering holders, man? I love it. But
yeah, my hope is everyone gets paid back a reasonable ROI if they want to sell their demons, and then we get some more people onboarded. And of course, I think holding some demons is a really good play as well.
Well, Blue, I mean, we touched on, man, I think we got to just about everything, man. I think this definitely cleared up a lot of stuff for me. I hope my audience found value in this, but is anything you want to leave us with, man?
Yeah, man, I think the last thing I'd leave is for anyone that's still kind of new to NFTs or skeptical, be skeptical, question everything that you hear from people in the space, and question the influencers, and even question people like me and Kev.
Yeah.
Do your research and be really thoughtful about how you go about learning and understanding before you jump in with both your feet, and never be overextended. But I'd be happy for new people to join the Skulls. We're super high quality. We have a really good mission, a really good story. We have historical provenance, and I think we're the perfect starter PFP project for someone who might have a little bit of extra juice on the sideline. So, Kev, thanks again for having me, man, and thanks for creating content for us like this.
I love it, Blue. I love it. And guys, look, I'm gonna have all the links to the Medium articles, the OpenSea, the Twitter in the description of this video, y'all. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. And guys, I'm super excited about the 15th. I'll make an updated video on if my master plan goes through. But anyway, y'all, this is Blue Origin, community leader of the Cryptoskulls. I'm Classic Kev. Y'all have a great night.